I am a person that stands by everything I believe in. So if you try to take advantage of me, I will check you. I ain't gonna say
all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
Get in here. Get in here. Word on the street is Angie and D'Angelo were unalived after Angie gave D'Angelo more evidence against a bunch of industry executives. Turns out that prior to Angie dying, she confided in D'Angelo about someone wanting to take her life because they didn't want her running her mouth about some of the demonic things they did to her. Angie allegedly even gave D'Angelo a whole tape containing incriminating evidence that would expose everything. Well, guess what? Just days after Angie did this, she mysteriously died in a car accident that still doesn't make sense till this day. And just when Katt Williams was going to help D'Angelo expose that tape, D'Angelo also dropped dead. So were Angie and D'Angelo silenced by the higher-ups? And what exactly is Katt saying about this? Let's get right into it. Okay, so most of y'all know it was recently reported that D'Angelo died after a long, painful battle with pancreatic cancer. Even though his family put out a whole statement confirming this, people have been doing some digging, and it looks like his death wasn't as simple as it's being made out to be. It turns out D'Angelo was actively fighting the industry right from the minute he blew up, because some industry executives were trying to get him in them freak-offs. And once he said no, the blackballing effect started rolling in quick. So if y'all remember, D'Angelo released his album Brown Sugar back in 1995. That album had everyone wanting some of his sugar. Even though the album did well, he actually didn't put out another album for 5 years before eventually releasing Voodoo. Voodoo also did very well, but came with a lot of changes in both his career and personal life. This was around the time he got exposed for being a raging substance addict. According to him, he was getting a lot of pressure behind the scenes, and he also hated how everyone only seemed to like him for his body and less for his music, especially after the Untitled music video. Word on the street is, even record executives wanted to get with him. Yep, you heard that right. They only saw him as a piece of meat, and he turned to substances to cope. I mean, are y'all seeing this man? Everyone and their mama wanted a piece of him, and those creepy freak-off having record executives weren't holding back either. I got so bad that he said he started to deliberately get fat just so these Hollywood men, aka Diddy and his associates, would stop trying to get him to freak off with them. One time, I got mad when a female threw money at me on stage, and that made me feel like f***ed up. And I threw the money back at her. I was like, I'm not a stripper. I'm going to go into the woods, drink some hooch, grow a beard, and get fat. At one point, I asked myself, am I doing this for God, or am I doing this for sex? Because I was raised in the church and I wanted to do something pure. But suddenly, I was being marketed as this sex symbol. It confused everything. And guess what? He wasn't lying about gaining weight, because in 2005, he was arrested on DUI charges, and when his mugshot came out, he had gained some weight. Turns out, all that time he wasn't releasing music, he was drowning in alcohol and hard substances to cope with everything he had gone through in the industry. What made things worse for him is that even before he put out Voodoo, he and Angie had already broken up, and there were even talks that he abandoned their son when they broke up. Mind you, their relationship was already controversial because he was 20 when they got together and she was 32 years old. Angie was put through hell for this. And no shade, she had no business getting with him if we're being honest. Like, yes, he was brown, but girl, you couldn't find someone older? Why are you 32 having kids with a 20-year-old? The boy can't even legally drink yet. Anyway, going back to Angie being put through hell, she revealed that after she and D'Angelo broke up, there was a deliberate effort by some people in the industry to paint her out to be the bad guy that caused his career to fall. Basically, after these industry executives tried touching on him for freak-offs and introduced him to substances, they tried to make her take the fall for it by pushing out narratives of her introducing him to substances, when the whole time she had never touched a hard substance a day in her life.
And I'll tell you the nature of the industry. Back when I was in a very high-profile relationship with D'Angelo, shortly after the breakup between us, everything kind of slowed down in my world in terms of tour dates, work. The perception was the worst thing. that they were single-handedly put in charge of sending out letters everywhere to make people think that I was the cause of him being exposed to alcohol, to drugs, to everything that could have gone wrong. And we need you to mail this out. And that person knew that it was all fabricated. And they were willing to go on record. And they don't care today, but they're willing to go on record to tell the truth. You can imagine how shocked I was to know that they actually mailed letters out into the industry blaming me for the fall and the demise of someone's career. It really gets me upset because I don't do any of this stuff that a lot of people have fallen victim to. I will tell you this, as a young person, we all tried things, but no, I have never single. I wouldn't want the chastisement from God for being responsible for breaking another person's gifting. That's not cool.
Coincidentally, just when she started exposing all this, she ended up in the hospital fighting for her life after suffering from a mysterious blood infection. This was when she started to clock that some shady things were going, not just with her sudden health emergency, but there were also some concerning irregularities in her financial records, suggesting potential mismanagement of her earnings by her record label. Right when she got out of that hospital, she jumped on social media to put everyone on blast, even claiming that there was a spiritual attack on her life, and that if anything happens to her, we shouldn't think for 1 second that it was natural. Angie was basically saying she knew they were coming for her life, and that we should not believe whatever BS they cook up after they take her out.
How much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, monies that I'm supposed to be, I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with the money I've made, supposedly. But there are key people that have been driving the ships. And what they've been doing is improperly representing me, improperly stealing from me, taking things in their own hand, changing and switching lanes because they knew I didn't know that part. And if I never get it, at least you heard it from me, because I don't know what they might do to keep from paying me all the money they owe me. Attack. I knew it was a spiritual attack on me. However, I was treated, and God healed me, cleared up.
And guess what? Just days after she said all this, she got into a deadly car accident at 4 a.m. while she was on her way back from doing a show. Apparently, her car flipped over multiple times, leaving her and some of her crew members severely injured. But get this, she didn't actually die from the car flipping over. In fact, she was slowly making her way out of the car when a truck came out of nowhere and slammed her. That's when she actually died.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Well, word on the street is Katt Williams definitely believes it's suspicious, and he isn't going to rest till the truth is exposed. Katt has been all about exposing the industry since last year, and according to sources, he was in contact with both D'Angelo and Angie, because Angie suspected her life was in danger. Apparently, Katt was helping to keep her safe, but they still got to her regardless, and then moved on to finish off D'Angelo too. What's crazy is that just like Angie and D'Angelo, the industry tried to end Katt Williams too, but he got away. And since then, he has been here trying to help other folks escape, even though he's not always successful. One person reacted to this saying he was murdered. Somebody was practicing witchcraft on D'Angelo. In recent years, he looked healthy. Another person said, "Please, Black artists, stop making these deals with these large Jewish and white executives and be independent artists. There is no music industry without us. Make them see that." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Angie Stone and D'Angelo allegedly being taken out? And what do y'all think about Katt Williams allegedly putting all this on blast? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.